Hey guys, I've been riding these roads in North Carolina for about 30 years. I would consider this route to be about moderate difficulty. The front half, or the first half of the ride up to Meadows of Dan, is relatively easy and straightforward. However, there's a number of switchbacks on the back end that can get a little tight and can kind of sneak up on you. So I would say that the back end's more challenging. Overall, I would say that the ride's moderate. If you're a beginning rider, you might want to use a little bit more caution on the backside of this ride so you don't get caught in a curve. Now, this ride starts in Summerfield, North Carolina. It goes up to Meadows of Dan, and then it loops back around under Hanging Rock through Danbury, Walnut Cove, and back to Summerfield. I picked a great meetup spot for you. It's at the Summerfield Athletic Park. So if you're meeting somebody here to go on the ride, this is the perfect spot that you can meet them. From Summerfield, you're going to go up to Meadows of Dan, and then from Meadows of Dan, you're going to loop back around behind Hanging Rock and back to Summerfield. Now, if you want to plan your own ride, I'm going to make some suggestions along the way. I'm going to give you some tips about the ride, point out a couple places where you can stop, get some food, get some gas, things like that. And so it should make it a little bit easier if you want to incorporate part of this ride into something that's uniquely yours. This ride is about 160 miles. It's a full day ride. The roads on this route are all paved. However, if you're on an adventure bike and you like the gravel roads, I am going to point out one shortcut for you that I think you'll really enjoy. If you could do me one favor, I would ask you subscribe to our channel if you like what I'm doing, and make sure that you hit that bell so you're notified whenever we upload a new video. So let's get to it. I took some time yesterday and put together this map. At first, I wanted to add some readable labels to the map and got a little carried away. Hopefully it'll make it easier to follow along with my ride. Please let me know in the comments if this map is too busy and distracting or if it was helpful. On my way to Meadows of Dan from the meetup location, I will cruise through Madison, North Carolina and Stewart, Virginia. Also, I'm going to pass Lover's Leap. The view here is absolutely stunning. A short distance from the overlook is Fred Clifton Park. If you packed a lunch, this park would be the best place to stop for a picnic. Meadows of Dan is on the Blue Ridge Parkway. If you are looking for more than a day's ride, this is the place to stay over and explore. I will make some suggestions for lodging and things to see around this area. The return ride will take us to Mayberry Trading Post, then travel around Hanging Rock State Park to the edge of Danbury. I will then pass by Ararat Park and Pretty's General Store. Finally, I will ride through Walnut Cove before heading back to Summerfield. Okay, that's the plan, so let's move out. This route starts in Summerfield, North Carolina at the Summerfield Athletic Park. This is a good meetup location if you're riding with other people. The only problem is that there's not an opening in the median for a left turn. So when you're heading out, you will have to head down to the light and U-turn. If you would like to shorten the route a little bit, just head north on Highway 220 from the meetup location. Heading up to Madison, North Carolina is very straightforward, and there's plenty of gas along the way to fill up. Once you get off Highway 220, head across the Dan River and through Madison's historic downtown. If you are looking for some breakfast early in the ride, there are two places in historic Madison you can go. Bob's Restaurant is on Main Street as you enter downtown. This restaurant has a large menu including breakfast items. The people are friendly and the food is good. If you are more interested in a coffee shop to get your fix of a large Colombian dark latte with a double shot of espresso, then go to the Mad Bean. It has a friendly staff and the food is good. Near the intersection of Main Street and Murphy Street, you will see the Mad Bean. They don't have as many options as Bob's Restaurant, but it is a relaxed coffee house feel, and they offer some breakfast and lunch items. If shopping or history is your thing, I would strongly suggest visiting the Madison Dry Goods and Country Store on Murphy Street. It's one block down from the Mad Bean. They are very friendly people and are great fun to visit with. Upstairs on the second floor they have a private museum that will explain some of the history of the area. It is really worth stopping and checking out. Alright, time to crunch those gears and head on up to Stewart, Virginia. Stewart, Virginia is named after Confederate Major General J.E.B. Stewart, who was born in nearby Ararat, Virginia. Downtown Stewart is a great place to take a break from the ride. The Coffee Break Cafe in downtown Stewart on Main Street is the place to stop. Personally, I really enjoy their hot dogs. Denny, the owner, will fix them any way that you like them. Periodically, they have live bluegrass music. The food is inexpensive, the company enjoyable, and the atmosphere is very pleasant. If you enjoy bluegrass, make sure to visit with the owner, Denny Alley. He's a musician and a part of the local bluegrass music scene. Most likely, you will find him at the grill behind the counter. Now that you've made some new friends and supported a wonderful local business, we are off to Meadows of Dan. There are a few places of note you will pass on this section of the route. First is Lover's Leap. Legend has it that the son of a settler in the 1600s fell in love with a Native American chief's daughter, Morning Flower. The young couple were threatened and shunned for their forbidden love. As in a Shakespearean tragedy, they leapt to their deaths from Lover's Leap. It is said you can hear the whispers of their love on the wind in this area. I guess my hearing's just not that good, but the view makes it worth the stop and getting a picture or two. If you would like to enjoy a small picnic on the ride, head next door to Fred Clifton Park. There are some picnic tables and more spectacular views. Alright, I've stopped at Lover's Leap here in Virginia, and I'm going to walk down and see if there's a place to take some good pictures. It's just a nice little park right on the way between Stuart and Meadows of Dan, and it's just got an amazing view up here in the mountains. But here we go. Wow, that is quite a view, and I'm going to turn this around for you guys so that you can see it, and I'm going to get some pictures as well, but it's quite spectacular. The second spot is Poor Farmer's Farm. The Poor Farmer's Farm is a country store, and according to the website, they have live music every Saturday at 2 p.m. If you are interested in the live music, I would call ahead to make sure that they're going to be having it before riding up there. This is a great shop with local honey, fruits, and vegetables. You made it to the top of the route. Make sure to gas up before heading down the second half and the best part of this ride. The first stop for me when I get here is usually Nancy's Candy. They use fresh local cream and butter to make their home-style chocolates. I can personally attest that their fudge is outstanding, their chocolates are delightful, and their truffles are out of sight. Further down the road is Poor Farmer's Market, a neat country store to visit. It would seem reasonable that this market is related to Poor Farmer's Farm that we passed earlier, but I don't know this for sure. Anyways, if you missed the first one, this gives you another chance to pick up a few items. Finally, I usually get here around noon, so I almost always enjoy stopping at Jane's Country Cafe. Their vegetables are fresh, which I really enjoy. If you decide to stay an extra day, here are a couple of suggestions. I would suggest heading north to Mayberry Mill Restaurant and Gift Shop. This is a total tourist trap, but the mill itself is really cool and worth checking out.
I never eat here because the wait is always too long for me. The food must be good, but I can't imagine it being that good. If you like hiking and enjoy nature, visit the Rocky Knob Recreation Area. This is just north of Mayberry Mill Restaurant and Gift Shop on the Parkway. If you have the time, get off the Parkway and circle around to the park's entrance and explore. This is a good-sized park. Finally, you can spend the afternoon visiting the Chateau Morissette. However, if you want to stay for dinner, I would highly recommend to give them a call and get a reservation. It can get quite busy at times. Finally, if you have the time, Mount Airy is always fun to visit. There is too much to discuss in this video, but it is not too far south on the Blue Ridge Parkway. Also, close to the south is the birthplace of J.E.B. Stewart in Ararat, Virginia. There are some short hiking trails and some plaques you can read about J.E.B. Stewart. Occasionally, they have Civil War reenactments and other events. I will put the link to their website in the description. Where to stay? If you are traveling on a budget or enjoy camping, you have a few options available to you. Meadows of Dan campgrounds and the Willville Motorcycle Camp are right in Meadows of Dan. Now, north of Meadows of Dan on the Blue Ridge Parkway is the Woodbury Inn. It has a restaurant and a lounge and costs a little bit more than camping, but is reasonably priced. The Chateau Morissette website has a page that links all kinds of cabins in the area that you can rent. And I'll put all of these links down in the description. Finally, if you are dripping with money, Primland is an exclusive resort and looks to be a real visceral treat. Rooms start at about $350 a night and go up from there. If you want to stay in a treehouse or in a cottage on the golf course, these options are available to you. We passed the turnoff just before arriving at Meadows of Dan, so you will have to backtrack a little bit. Then it is about a 15 to 20 minute ride south from that turnoff. Okay, so back to the route. Remember to top off your gas before leaving Meadows of Dan. It is a ways before another gas station. I love riding Squirrel Spur Road. It has some fun switchbacks and some great views. From this point forward, the riding is going to be much more challenging than the first half of this ride. If you are unfamiliar with this road, do not get going too fast because some of the curves are tight and can sneak up on you. On the way down, we are going to take a side road over to Mayberry Trading Post. And yes, this is supposed to be where Andy Griffith got the name for the famed TV show. From what I understand, his father liked to take weekend drives in this area and would frequently stop at Mayberry Trading Post to get candy for Andy. I will warn you, years ago I stopped by and it was open for business. It has been closed the last few times I have come this way. Regardless, this is a nice loop and it will put you right back on Squirrel Spur Road. About halfway down Squirrel Spur Road, there are two overlooks where you can pull off to the side of the road. The second overlook has picnic tables where you can get a bite to eat. These pull-offs are not on Google Maps, so I'm not sure of their exact location, but they're close to one another. Now on Route 645 at the North Carolina-Virginia border, just after you cross Archie's Creek and before you cross the Dan River, there is a road that will sharply turn off to your right called Deer Road. If you're on an adventure bike and you would like to hit a curvy gravel road, now is your chance. Deer Road is a shortcut that will hook you back up to our route just north of Asbury. This is a great road and it is well maintained, so slide away, you adventure bike maniacs. The cruiser types will catch up with you in Asbury, where you can meet back up at the Presbyterian Church. There is a beautiful white colonial style farmhouse built in 1891 just past the Asbury Presbyterian Church. This is where you're going to turn left onto Asbury Road. There is another very cool house that is worth noting on Highway 89 between Francis Road and Big Creek. This house is the old R.W. George Mill. It was originally built in 1881 with several additions in the 1940s. There is a concrete dam that is part of this mill. You will hear it as you pass by. This mill was originally used as a corn mill, but was converted into a textile mill that produced parachute fabric for the federal government during World War II. It is now a private residence, so don't stop, just look. Wow, what a cool house. More twisties on North Carolina 66. Next we will head down to North Carolina 66, the windiest road in Stokes County, around the backside of Hanging Rock State Park. You will get to see some great views of the mountain and the cliff faces of this park during this section of the ride. After traveling past Hanging Rock State Park, you will find yourself on the edge of Danbury. Here, you can stop at Mooratock Park and see the old iron furnace or soak your feet for a while in the Dan River. Now, once you're reinvigorated, continue through the park on Shepherd Mill Road until you get to the turn onto Pitzer Road. You will see on the corner of the road, Pretty's General Store. I highly recommend that you stop here. It is run by Jane Pretty Charleville, and she is the third generation owner of Pretty's General Store. This is a real step back in time and a wonderful place to get a snack, visit with the owner, and pick up some knickknacks. The ride from this point out is straightforward and I would consider easy with only a few curves, nothing too challenging. Head down to Walnut Cove. I've tried to eat at the Milk Bar many times. However, they close at 2 p.m. on Saturday and they're not open on Sundays. My understanding is that they have good ice cream. Unfortunately, they've never been open when I've come through town. Walnut Cove is an interesting town to ride through, and there's plenty of places to eat. There are a lot of motorcycles that come through this town, going up to and back from Hanging Rock State Park. Well, thanks for sticking around till the end. This wraps it up for this video. I hope you enjoyed this route. Please leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you. And remember to click on the subscribe button, the like button, and ring that bell to be notified of future videos. A share on your Facebook page would be an awesome bonus. Thanks for watching.